Hi. Today I want to show you something bizarre that I've found. This thing. Yeah. So we're going to talk about this today. It's an interesting little gem, but first, about how I got it. So, I was at a rummage store called Bonanza. And for reference there, it's not Bonanza, as in with an O and sort of similar to banana, but Bonanza with an I. It would be spelled something like this. Yeah. So already you're probably very concerned. Oh dear, where has he gotten himself into this time? Well, here's the thing. This place sells a bunch of old stuff nobody wanted. Or relatively new stuff that, once again, nobody wanted and sent back to Amazon. Because here's the thing, Amazon doesn't take the stuff that you send them back. They just give it to random people to sell. Yeah. So, anyway, I was looking through their CDs, which are literally 10 cents a piece with the case. Ridiculous price right there. I mean, it's literally cheaper than actually making a CD. And so, I found this little gem. So, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So, first of all, we've got, as you probably noticed, 2 CDs here. Disc 1 and Disc 2, if you can read those numbers, they're really hard for me to see. I only noticed them after I'd bought it, in fact. Although the first one fell out just as I opened it the first time. So, that's a little awkward. So the next thing we're going to take a look at is this. This is the actual memory album that says a memory album on it. And this is also the cover for the CD. So, let me just show you the craziness of this. This is literally just some random couple's memory album. It's got dozens of photos, dates, occurrences that occurred on those dates. It says when they were married, when they had an anniversary. I think there's even kids or pregnancy or something like that. It says when they got to college, stuff like that. It's a very detailed, very personal thing. But it's also sort of impersonal because it implies that those reading it know everything about these 2 people because it would be these 2 people. Unfortunately, one or both of these 2 people didn't want this memory album, probably because they divorced. So, now it's in my possession. As you can see, the back is really not very creative. It's just kind of a blank thing. Same with the sides. You can't even read it, but, I mean, does that matter? It's this. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and switch to a view that functions so we can take a listen to this music, quote unquote. Okay, as you probably just made aware, there's really no way for me to capture on my computer because I'm lazy. So instead of doing that, we're just going to turn around the camera here, and there we go. We have some form of footage. It's semi-functioning. I'm sorry, this is so crappy. But it is for science. So this is the music, if you can call it that. Ew. Basically, it's weird background music. And before you say, well, maybe that was just an intro. That's what all of it is. It's all this crap. It's just some random album, I think. But the weird thing is, you know, it's not an album. It's probably a compilation album that the couple made, but as you can see, it's not a very good one. Anyway, it's not terrible, and it's, you know, I guess it's a kind of sweet. It must have been like an anniversary or a birthday gift or something. Probably from like their aunt or something. But anyway, that is sort of how this works. So we're just going to take a look at the files actually present here on the CD. So we just can take a look at that. And as you can see, it's got 14 tracks. They're all from 1994 apparently, which could just be an error due to an old way of, you know, burning CDs. Because as far as I can recall, CDs were first created in 1984. It might have been like some burning error. I don't know. It could just actually be from 1994, but the thing that makes me think it's not is this little cover thing here, because as you probably recall, it says it's the memory album. That's what goes with all of this. And right there, February 14th, 2000, I believe that says 5 or 2000 something. That's 1998, right? And that's when they're meeting, which means like the entirety of the story starts like 4 years after that. Like that says December 31st. So I think, and it says all of them are even the same minute of the same hour too, which anyone who's ever burned a CD knows that's not even remotely accurate. It can take up to like 10 minutes to burn one, especially one with this many tracks. So I think it is just a manufacturing error, but either way, it's okay. So that's kind of what you got here. I'm just gonna, we'll take a further listen to these later. But for now, that's CD 1. And so you think, okay, well, it's not that bad. It's kind of cool little thing, right? So take out the first CD, put it in the second one, and here's what we get. A bizarrely quiet and very slightly functioning 5.5+ minutes of extremely crackly music, which makes me think they must have played it on some old LP and then just like converted it. Also, that CD's in way worse condition than number 1, so that's probably the main issue. Anyway, this is kind of similar thing. If we just go into files, open up the CD. You'll see literally the exact same thing. A bunch of tracks, and they're all from exactly the same date. Seriously, I don't think that this was actually manufactured in 1994. There's literally no evidence that supports that possibility. Let me decide for each file. Continue, which means these ones will all have numbers on them, which is okay. So now we've got all 28 of this random couple's, you know, songs, if you will. I mean, it's not really their songs, it's just songs that are on a CD that they made or had made. Because, you know, it's early 2000s, most people didn't know how to make CDs then. So that's kind of the gist. It's not that, you know, bad per se. Pretty simple. Just 2 little CDs. Have a bunch of music, probably something the couple liked on them. Speaking of a couple, I never mentioned their names, you know. And that was actually intentional because, well, you know, I don't think they'd appreciate being put on the internet, even though my channel's so tiny. Nobody's ever going to watch this video. But it's okay. Either way, interesting little side tidbit thing, and yeah, it was kind of fun. So that is the quote-unquote memory album. What's my verdict? Well, I think it's odd. I think it's kind of funny because, I mean, what are the chances that the couple is still together, considering, you know, the quality of that, you know. they're probably divorced. But I can tell you that it is a interesting concept. It's kind of a sweet thing to do, I guess. So, yeah, it's an interesting little thing, and I'm not all that opposed to it. So, verdict, I guess 3 out of 5 really, really weird songs that nobody ever listened to. That is all. Signing off, I'm the 21st Century Hippie.